Just 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the wing right side. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
The Heat shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Here's freq. The rebound by Roten. Outside Thomas. Now the pass to Roten. Lopez a screen. With 2 seconds left. Shot is no good. And we've reached.
Well, I'm with Eric.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the new group in for the Knicks. Robin Lopez has checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Williams comes in for Porzingis. Thomas checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And Roten subbed in for Jose Calderon. Anthony is out there with Williams. Then there's Lance Thomas. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Lopez in at the center filling out the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And you guys, he was once considered a tweener, but now I think Derrick Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career.
Last year, Williams did find a nice niche playing the 4. Still, his minutes and numbers, Clark, remain low.
Well, it's unfair because he was drafted so high, top 5 when he came out, and I don't think he'll ever live up to that draft position. The highlight dunks are great, but he's got to find other ways to continue to grow.
That one goes. Count. Lopez has got the lead up to 2 now for the Knicks.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
Thomas kicks to Roten. And it's off from 3-point range. And they're running. It's tipped. It's stolen by Anthony. He feeds it to Roten. Knocked loose. And here we go. Fast break. freq's got it. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Williams with a clean look. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Williams has got 4 points now in the quarter. The Heat trail by 4. High post shot. And it's freq missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Miami no good on that time either.
Tell you what, as well as he shot in the last quarter, Kevin, it's a total flip here in this one. He just can't get anything to go in the basket.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time.
Timeout call for the Heat. Keep it going. One more time. Let me hear it for your Knicks City Dancers.
A shot by Anthony. Nobody around.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go on and give it up.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here. So for the Knicks, Lopez comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Tony Roten. And then for Miami, Dang comes in for Johnson. And freq subbed in for Goran Dragic. On the floor for Miami, the big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3, and it's freq in at the point.
Melo having a terrific game. He has 15 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
Aaron Aflalo is checked in for New York.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Anthony's shot is off.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
They are on the ropes, and it is time to put them away. Freak, we're putting it in your hands. Deliver the knockout blow. Let's finish this and get out of here.
Calderon dishes to Anthony. Calderon has the open look. Money! And now they trail by just 4. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws. Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go on and give it up.
"19 seconds left in the game. That's short off the rim.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Here's Grant. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And so it's Miami winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team.
Chris, tell us a little.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Dwayne Wade. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before, but it never gets old. A textbook example. And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game. I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. So you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's all over my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hot as ain't loyal, man.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character.